Hi everybody, I am back. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and being with me along my IVF journey. So I'm going to be sipping water throughout our time together because I'm a bit parched. So please forgive me. I needed that. All right, so today I wanted to check in with you guys and give you an update an update to the update that I gave in the last video. So in the last video, I basically shared with you all that I'm moving forward with the frozen embryo transfer procedure, and I received my my teaching, my FET teaching, and then I also got the updated cost sheet for my my procedure. Now I believe in the last video I shared with you guys that I was going to get it, so after the video I actually got it, and I was hoping that it would be zero, but yeah, right. It is not. I actually have to pay another, excuse me, let me get my pillows together so I can get my back straight. I have to pay another $1,500. And so I was like, what? And the way the cost sheet looked, it looked as if I was paying for things that I had already paid for. So I gave billing a nice little call and I was like, please explain this to me. And they said basically it's a conversion fee. So my best guesstimate is when you go from one procedure to the other, you know, they still take into account that the fact that you have paid into a process, but you also have to take into consideration that you're going into a whole different process, which would be like a whole set number if you were starting with that process. And so there is a fee that is associated with that process. You know, it's basically, I mean, they have to charge you for something, right? They can't just not charge you for another month and a half of, you know, monitoring and all that kind of stuff there. So they have to charge something. So when she explained it to me like that, conversion fee, like converting from one process to the other, it made sense. And I was like, okay. I was really trying to find an argument. So I had to pay them this money, but it is what it is. It is a business. I was gonna pay it anyway because really at this point I have no choice. So that is that update on that. And as I stated, in the future sometime when I get some time, when I really go over my financials, I'll share with you all like what a typical IVF cycle costs. Like what do you need to take into consideration if you are thinking about going through IVF. So today I'm going to share with you all my calendar. And let's see. Where's the other Is this both of them? Oh yeah, this is both of them. I'm tripping. Okay, I'm tripping. All right, so I have my October and November sheet. Now, November looks a little more crowded. That's because there's a lot more going on. I'm looking in the wrong direction. There's a lot more going on. Who is texting me? Oh, I'll check it later. In that, but this October sheet, not as much because this is where we're starting. So I am going to be starting out with birth control, baby aspirin, and prenatal vitamin. I've already been doing that anyway, so that there's nothing different. Well, the birth control, I haven't been doing that, but I'm going to start my birth control along with the baby aspirin and the prenatal vitamin, which I've already been taking anyway. That starts on the 4th, and I'll be taking that for the next 2 weeks up until October the 18th, and on the 18th is when I will start Lupron injections. So this is a new medication, and I am so excited that this go around. And I think I may have mentioned it in one of my videos that, like, you know, I was feeling quite overwhelmed, and it was keeping me up at night because I'm just in the process. I felt like things were just kind of like, okay, this is what you need to do, and I'm doing them, right? But I'm not really understanding the ins and outs of it, and that's the type of person I am. I have to understand why I'm doing something, just like I had to understand why I'm paying this $1,500, right? So this go round, I was giving a medication sheet, and the medication sheet tells you what the medications are supposed to do, right? So when I start the Lupron, it says Lupron, well, it gives other stuff. Lupron needs to be stored at 77 degrees or cooler. This go around, my medications don't have to be refrigerated, so that is awesome. Lupron is 10 units daily in the subcutaneous tissue on your stomach area. Lupron is taken in the evening at around the same time daily. Oh, well, it don't tell me what it do. The other medications do, but basically the Lupron is to quiet your ovaries, basically. Just shut them down. So that's what that is for. So I'll be taking Lupron pretty much all the way until November 11th. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, almost a month. My God. Jesus, how am I going to do it? Oh, Lord, how am I going to do it? I did it before, but this seems like a long time. So you could probably tell this is like my first time really looking at this calendar. I got it on Tuesday, so 2 days ago, but yeah. Man. Yeah, 18th of October until November 11th. That's damn near 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's gonna be a lot. Sorry, you guys. That took me out of here. So I did talk when I talked with my nurse. I asked her about the shots, and I basically asked her like what kind of needles, and because I just need to get my mind prepared. And she was like, "Oh, it's just kind of like the needles that you had, but there's another shot that I have to take that's a different type of needle. It's a bit bigger, but nonetheless, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm telling myself it'll be fine because it'll be fine." So I'm going to be taking the Lupron, and then I'll be taking on the 11th, my last day of Lupron. Oh, sorry, I read it wrong. I will start on the 29th of October. I will start, along with the Lupron, I will be taking estradiol. And estradiol is an oral estrogen used to help support the lining for pregnancy. So with the ovaries being quiet, they're not doing what they normally would do to facilitate ovulation, building of your lining, menstruation, blah blah blah. So this is what the estrogen does, used to support the lining for pregnancy, because you don't have a lining basically when you are, at least that's my understanding, you don't have one when your ovaries are quieted with Lupron. So it says, pay attention to your calendar. There are dosage changes for the medications. Your medication will increase every 4 to 5 days, then it will decrease. So yes, on the calendar, it starts out with me taking a half a pill in the morning, half a pill at night, and then it goes into one pill twice a day. Then it goes up to 2 pills twice a day, and then it goes back down to 1 pill twice a day. 1 pill twice a day, and that's where it stops. 1 pill twice a day. Yeah. So we have that, and then she informed me that on the 12th I will start progesterone. Now, during my fresh cycle, I had progesterone suppositories. So I would just insert the suppositories in my vagina, and that was that. This time around, I am going to be doing progesterone shots. So it's PIO, progesterone in oil. So it's going to be shots in my butt. I was quite surprised. I was taken aback, and I got a little scared because I have heard in the TTC community that these shots are a nightmare. They hurt. Like maybe not like right when you give the shot, but like afterwards it leaves like bruising and your butt hurts and all that kind of stuff there. So my nurse told me with these shots it would be best to ice the area first, numb it with some lidocaine or something, or some ice, and afterwards, after you inject yourself, just kind of rub the area where you gave the shot so that the medication won't kind of like lump up or bubble up under the skin because it's thick. So you want to massage it so you can massage the oil all the way through. So I'll be taking the progesterone in oil. Thought I heard somebody. You know what I'm saying? Head on swivel. And then the next day, or is it the next day? No. Sorry, I'm taking a little time to look. Okay, so yes, the 11th is when I'll take my last dose of Lupron, and I'll be in between with the estradiol. Then the 12th, I'll start the progesterone in oil shots. And then on the 16th, and we're in November now, the 16th, I will begin heparin shots. When she said that, I was like, well, what y'all got me on heparin for? Because the baby aspirin is supposed to help prevent clotting, right? And heparin is a blood thinner. So I'm like, why y'all giving me heparin? And before she told me, or before she mentioned, okay, you're going to be taking heparin, she was like, okay, you have the MTHFR gene, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to start you on the heparin to help with the blood clotting. So heparin is not on this FET sheet, but that's basically what it's for, is to help with that. So I'll start the heparin on the 16th, and it looks like I'll keep taking heparin, progesterone, and the estradiol until they tell me to stop. So the 18th of November is transfer day. So 2 days after I begin the heparin, I'll have the transfer. And then on the 30th of November is when I will come in the office for a blood pregnancy test. Excuse me. I do have two. Yeah, is it two? Two ultrasound appointments in between. So one on the 27th, and then the other on November the 10th. So I do have two ultrasound appointments in between. And of course, the ultrasound appointment is to, just monitor, make sure I haven't ovulated, monitor my lining, all that good stuff. So that is that. That is what I have to look forward to. I don't think I read the medication sheet, progesterone and oil. It says supports lining for pregnancy. Critically important that you don't miss a dose. Kept at room temperature. Take in the morning at the same time. Give intramuscularly. And then it gives a video that I can watch to help me give myself the shot. So that is that. Though that is my calendar. That is what I have to look forward to. I am excited. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there is what I am still waiting on is the cost of these medications. I really do hope it's not going to be a lot, but I'm thinking to myself, birth control, blah, that ain't nothing. My insurance covers that. I don't know if my insurance is going to cover. Well, it should. I think my insurance may cover the progesterone. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just like, what is this medication quote gonna look like? Because I'm So yeah, that is it, you guys. I think that trying to make sure I got everything out that I wanted to talk about, but I'm in a good place. I'm in a good space. As I shared with you guys, I started running, briskly walking. How about that? And I did it again this morning. I'm going to challenge myself to do 5K a day, at least through the end of October. And I'll see what I can possibly do like right before my transfer, because I don't want to do too much right before my transfer, and I probably won't be doing anything after my transfer. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing with you guys just my getting it together, trying to lose a little bit of weight journey from here on out. And then of course I'll be taking you guys to my appointments, which there's just a few, and fingers crossed, prayerfully at the end of November we will have a positive pregnancy test. I will say that this moment is serendipitous the word? I think that's the word. Maybe not. It is very touching for me because my son was born on November the 15th. So it almost feels like a full circle moment with his passing being on the 15th, and then a new life, forming, being implanted a couple of days later. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, I hope, leave me a comment and Let me know if you feel me. If you feel me, it's just like when they told me I would be transferring in November, it was like, oh, that's cute. Like November, that's when, my baby's birthday is in November. But then when I actually looked at the calendar, and I was like, oh, wow, I'm transferring on November the 18th, like 3 days after, my baby's birthday. It just feels so full circle. Like, ugh, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I am not going to cry. I see my therapist today, so I'll cry in therapy. But yeah, like, how does that, and that's why it's like on this journey, I feel like, me personally, I don't know what anyone else who's gone through this or is considering going through this feels about it, but it's like, I feel like the bumps in the journey, that's what makes the journey so beautiful. And for me, it's not just this IVF journey. It's like, it goes back to 2016 when I lost my child. Like, going through losing a child, grieving, getting my life back together, on track, coming to the realization of what it is that I truly want, and moving forward with that. And then for it to begin right where, my son's passing left off 5 years later. For me, it's just like, it just blows my mind. And it just makes even more sense why the transfer didn't happen last month. Like, to me, there's a lesson in this. There's something that I need to gain from this. There is a message, and it does make that blip a little more meaningful. Like, at this point, I would know if I was pregnant. Had that transfer gone through, I would know that I was pregnant by this point. But it just feels so much sweeter, like, knowing this transfer is going to happen 3 days after my son's birthday, and I'll find out if I am pregnant in his birthday month. It just makes it all the more sweeter. I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I'm gonna talk myself into some tears. But I'm grateful. I think that's what it is. I am grateful. I am so grateful for where I am. I'm so grateful for this process. I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned. I'm grateful for the heartache. I'm grateful for the pain, because it really it's a lesson. It's showing me something about me and about how I show up in the world, and it gives me the energy and the audacity to do what I want to do and what I feel like doing and what I desire in my heart, unapologetically. It's like, when you've been through something, you just don't care. And so that is where I am. So thank you. I'm gonna wrap it up. I thank you all for being with me, for rooting me on. I see some of you like the videos, and I see some of you comment. I truly appreciate it. If you know someone that is going through this process and they have questions, or they're just, worried, send them to my channel. They may, gain some insight or some encouragement from these videos. There are a lot of other women out there that have TTC, IVF, single mother by choice videos as well. So it's not just me, but I'm just saying, if you come across me, share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you get the alerts when I upload new content. And I bid you adieu. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.